Well, my name's Austin Stevenson. I go to Verrado High School, and I'm a senior.
Nice. So now, tell us why you want to go on this Haiti trip.
Well, I believe I should go on this Haiti trip because God's been calling me to do it, and ever since I heard what a great experience it was for the kids I had done last year, then that really, it hit me, just it's changed their lives. And I know if I can go on the mission trip, how much that changed my life. I could just already see how much it would change my life to go to Haiti. And so I believe God is really calling me and pushing me forward to just take this step of faith out and just be like, hey, go on it and start leading and show everybody that you can be a leader.
Cool. So you know the commitment with the Go Missions trip and what's involved there. This is going to be a huge commitment as well.
Yes.
What kind of describe what kind of commitment you think it's going to be, and are you ready for that?
The commitment I believe it's going to be is because I'm going to have Go and the Haiti trip combined, it's going to take a lot of my time, but I'm already planning to get a job, and the place I'm going to apply to opens in January. And so if I can get that job, I'm going to be doing track also. But if it comes down to it where it's becoming too much, then I'm just going to drop track and just focus on getting myself set for the Go trip and this Haiti trip. And with $2,000, if I can't get it with family, friends, or any support or anything, if I can't get enough, then the money I make from the work, that's what I'm going to be helping to pay with it. And I already know it's going to be a huge commitment on my part, and there are going to be a lot of sacrifices I'm going to have to make, but I'm willing to make it if it takes to be able to go to Haiti.
So, why should we choose you over some others to go on the trip? Because, we have to pick a certain number.
Well, I believe that you guys should choose me over some of the other ones because I'm always there. I'm dedicated. Whenever you guys need something done, I'm going to be the one you guys can call on. And I always got everybody's back. Full heart for God. I'm stepping out on my faith. This is something I believe I should do. It's something that I need to do. And I just want to show everybody in this church that I can be a leader. And if that means I got to go all the way to Haiti for people to recognize, I'm going to do it.
So describe your walk with Christ. We know you're a follower of Christ, so describe your walk with Him and how you're maturing in your walk.
Well, my walk with Him, of course there are ups and downs in it, but ever since I started walking with Him, there's been a lot more ups than there has been downs, and He's really shown me that even here at the church after the Go trip. That's when I kind of really noticed how was my walk with Him, and so that was just a big wake-up call for me, okay, I can be a leader. And so, the ups that He showed me is it's incredible how much He's done in my life in such a little bit of time. And there are downs, but He's guided me through those to be more, He's guided me to be more patient as a person and step out on my faith more for walking with Him. There has been difficult times, but that's when I just sit down and just think about everything. And even after the message you guys shared with us last week, that really hit me. So I've been spending a whole lot more time with God every day, praying every night in the middle of the day, and even right when I wake up. And so my walk is getting better. I'm starting to improve it a lot more.
I'm going to go with number 4.
Yep. Why is global missions an important part for every church?
I believe global missions is an important part just because it's not keeping us in one place of a community just to reach out to a certain amount of people. Global missions, I believe every church should not just reach out to their community or just the people they know around them. That's where we as the church have to step out on our faith and say, okay, we got to go get more people just like we do on the mission trip. And now to step all the way to Haiti, that's something that's just wow, that should get other churches to be like. So I believe global mission trips is very important for us to do so we can reach more people than what we just know, and they can spread the word also.
Cool. I saw how you interacted with the kids on the Go trip. So most of the kids in Haiti do not speak English. So how is Austin, who does not speak French Creole, going to be able to interact and communicate with these kids?
Well, it'd probably be a little bit difficult, but I mean, even I still have time now where I can maybe learn just a little bit of how they speak over there, and then interacting with them, I can play like paper, rock, scissors, teach them like hand games, and just like, I wouldn't be able to really talk to them, but somehow interact with them like I did over there, like putting them up on my shoulders, piggyback rides, swinging them around, just playing some games, making sure they have fun. And so when we come back and they hear that we're coming back, they'll be like, oh, this is exciting. I mean, anyway, we can't talk to them. I'm always going to be there to just hang out with them, have a good time with them, do whatever I can just to make them feel welcome.
So, how would your parents describe your personality?
I believe they would describe me as somebody that stands up for what they really believe in, and I mean, I'll stand up for it no matter what, even if that means I'm standing all alone, and I'm going to speak my mind out, and it won't be in a disrespectful way whatsoever, but it will be in a way that you understand where I'm coming from and my beliefs, and I won't try to start an argument with you at all, but if you have any questions, I'll always be there to answer you. But my personality overall is good, but I'm also there to stand my ground.
Very cool. How would your friends describe you?
I think they would describe me as the fun, outgoing kid that doesn't go to parties. And I've gotten my personality, I don't know how they came up with it, but they call me a Christian freak. And I was like, all right, and I think they got that just from me inviting them all to church all the time. But they all know I'm always there for them. I always got their backs, and I'm just fun to be with, and I can always make them laugh.
Cool.
So, what is your biggest concern about going on the Haiti trip?
My biggest concern is I'm afraid of heights, so the plane ride there and back. But I mean, it's for the kids down there, so that's one thing I'm willing to really step up for. And I've only been on a plane one time, but after I heard 9/11, after I saw the movie Snakes on a Plane, I was like, oh boy. But I mean, I'm willing to get on a plane and fly as far as I can to reach other people for Christ.
Very cool. Any concerns with the actual third world country? I mean, getting there is one thing, but when you're there, are there any concerns or fears about that?
To me, not really.
Okay.
I mean, whatever's there, I'm ready to take on.
Okay, cool. Okay, so describe a time when you were really stressed out, and then how did you handle that?
All right, well, it was actually about, I want to say 2 months ago maybe, and me and my sister, we were having an argument, and she was just saying some just little stuff. It was like just one of those days I was like, at school already had been just kind of bad, so I was like already getting mad, and so she just kept like going on, and so me and her, we just went back and forth, and then my dad came in, and then me and him ended up going back and forth, and we kept going back and forth, but then he ended up, I sat on the couch while he was just yelling at me, and it was kind of hard because I wanted to like get up and just like yell at right back at him and stuff, but then I was sitting there, I just took a deep breath, and while he was talking, I don't know if it was good or not, but I started praying while he was talking, and so that just like gave me the patience, and I was just like, okay. And then he just kept going, and then I went into my room after that, I read my Bible, and thankfully enough, right there, God gave me the answer, and then after that, I went to go talk to him, and we settled everything out, and it just helped me a lot just to pray, and it will take time to read His Word.
So give us an example of when you've been a leader and when you've been a follower, and what do you think you are, a leader or a follower?
When I was a follower, I would say the time I remember most would be the 8th grade, and that would be when Titus had first invited me. I was always trying to do whatever he would do and just like kind of let him lead me. And then I would also, but at the same time, let other kids, I'd follow them and what they do. And I could tell kind of the difference between Titus and the other guys. And Titus's was kind of better. And so I started following him more. But I think when I really saw that I was a leader was on the Go trip with all the kids and stuff, just off of just day one, because they had me go up there. And it was my first Go trip, so I was expecting, kind of let the people that have been there, they're going to step up. But I mean, for some reason, God just had me step up. I got to speak in front of their whole church, interacting with all the kids. And I mean, even people that weren't even on my team had noticed. They're like, wow, Austin, you're a leader to all these kids and everybody here. And so I was like, that was good. And right now, I see myself more as a leader than I was as a follower, just because there's a lot more kids now that come up to me and ask me like, oh, what do you know about this, can you help me with this? And I mean, I've even had a couple of kids ask me if I could baptize them. And I was like, oh, wow. And so, I mean, and I've gotten to baptize in here too. So I'm starting to see myself more as a leader and just stepping out more.
Dude, you did great.